Good afternoon, everyone. So we'll begin the webinar now. Before I begin today's webinar session, I would like to perform one activity before we proceed, because as every one of you joined today for the webinar, you already know, what is this webinar all about. We'll be building a smart ITSM service catalog step-by-step guide for the IT support and the support team members. On your screen, you will be able to see the poll section. So I will be sending some questions. So you will be able to see these particular questions over there. So if you can, share your responses over those polls, so I would be able to understand, if you are currently using any IT service catalog, or what is your primary role related to the IT service catalog. What is your biggest goal for improving your IT service catalog, and which ITSM tool are you currently using for your service catalog, and how confident are you in managing and updating your IT service catalog. So if you will be able to answer those polls questions, it will give me some understanding, and I will be able to provide the demo based on those particular things. So if you can see, so we'll wait for this, and then we will proceed with our webinar. And you will be able to see, it's around 5 questions, polls questions. And once you're done, just let me know. All right, so we'll begin now with the webinar. So let's proceed. I'm going to share my screen. So as you already know, this particular topic is all about the service catalog. So we will be unlocking the power of the service catalog in Fabio Service Test. So it will be a 30 to 45 minutes webinar, which has been presented by me. So first of all, I'll like to know, are you able to hear my voice and see the screen? Please confirm over Q&A, or you can react by giving a thumbs up or thumbs down icon. All right, thank you. I saw the thumbs up icon. Thank you so much. Now it's all about me. So I am working in this organization from past 3.5 years, and I am working as a customer happiness and success manager. So I'm an expertise in customer success, and I am also certified ITIL and ITSM. And the total overall experience that I have, it's more than 5 years of experience. Now, what we cover in today's webinar is, this is the today's agenda. So first of all, we will be understanding the importance of a service catalog, what is service catalog, and how you will create those particular things in the system. And then we will be exploring Fabio service catalog features. What are all the features do we have in our product? Third one would be the creating service categories and items. So how I will demonstrate how you will create the service categories, the service items in Fabio Helpdesk by performing the live demonstration on our product. Then how you will place and manage the service request in Fabio Helpdesk, and what would be the best practices and interactive question and answer we will proceed in our today's webinar. So the first criteria in order to get the service catalog in Fabio Helpdesk would be, you should have the product which includes service test. So you do have a product which is known as Fabio Service Test, and then you will be able to get this particular feature, which is the service catalog. So this comes as a paid plugin in the product. So in order to get this particular functionality, you can get in touch with our support team by sending an email on our support email address, which is support@fabiohelpdesk.com. So our team members will let you know how you can get the benefit of this particular service catalog plugin in your service test, Fabio service test. Now, This is all about which we are going to cover, and this is about us. So we Fabio founded with a vision to make IT support smarter and more accessible. Fabio provides open source and enterprise grade IT service management, which is an ITSM solution. And we help organizations of all sizes manage help desk operations, automate their workflows, and improve customer experience with AI driven tools. Our solutions are trusted by 5,000 plus organizations who are currently using our product across 15 plus countries, from startups to large enterprises. So this is all about us. Now we will, you know, we will let you know what. So first of all, we need to understand what is a service catalog. So at its core, a service catalog is a digital storefront for all the services an organization offers to its employees or customers. It transforms complex requests into simple, accessible options. So if I want to give you an example, you might visit to some of the websites, the shopping websites. We can say Amazon. So when you enter into the Amazon, you will be able to see the list of the catalogs over there, like electronic items and the fashion items. So you will be able to see the catalogs over there, and when you get into that particular catalog, you will be able to see the list of the items under those catalogs. So when you click on electronic items, you will be able to see what all there in that particular catalog, like mobile phones, headphones, and all the electronic items. You will be able to see that is in a proper manner. So let's imagine if you are visiting to a website or you are placing a request, but you do not know where exactly you want to reach, because if you don't have the search or anything like that, you will end up of closing that particular website if it is not managed well. So same goes for the service catalog as well. So it would be for your users as well as the agents, your employees who are working in your organization. So they will be able to request certain services, certain hardwares, and it should be managed in a proper way so that nobody needs to get into the website, and they can get in touch with this people and other kind of people. They can directly get into the website. They can open that website. They can simply see the categories over there, the catalog in the catalog, and they can request for those particular categories or the services if they want anything from there. So first, if you can see over here, the structure list, what is the benefit of that service catalog? You will be able to see the structured list. It's a structured list of IT or business services available to end users, much like a menu as you can see in a restaurant. Or if I gave I already gave you an example for the Amazon. So you will be able to get all those particular services in a structured manner, so you can apply for those services or for any hardware. Then the second one is the efficient request. So what is this all about? Like, it enables users to understand or to request standard services efficiently without needing to know the technical details behind them. So if I want to give you an example, so let's say you got a new employee in your organization and he needs to request for a laptop. Now, behind the scenes, it's something is different. How he will get that particular laptop? First, his job is to request for that particular hardware. So how he will do? He will log into the service desk like the portal. He will place the request from there simply for a new laptop, and his job is over. Now, what would be the behind the scenes, like backend? We will design that particular, the backend in a such a manner. If he place the request from that particular laptop, from that particular portal for a laptop, it will simply send to their IT department, and he can simply fulfill that particular request. Then the next is the clear and accountable. So what I mean related to this clear and the accountable, that is, it provides the visibility into available services, accountability for delivery, and standardization across the organization. So the organization who loves standardization in their organization, so this is a particular, or we can say the best tool to have or to add in their organization service desk, so that all the team members can get a benefit from these particular service catalog. Now, as I mentioned, why organizations need a service catalog, why it is important. So, empowering organizations with exceptional IT support solutions. So, why this particular thing is important? So, as I mentioned, I gave the example of Amazon or the restaurant. So what it does, it centralizes all services, information, and streamlines requests. Next is it improves the communication between the IT departments and the end users. It enhances the tracking, approvals, and service level agreement, the SLA management, and it also reduces the manual errors and leads to faster service delivery. So if I want to give you an example, so let's say without service catalog, if an employee needs a laptop into the system, in this organization, how he will do? He will first of all reach out, to their IT department. He request for this particular laptop, and then that laptop requires an approval, so he will reach out to his manager, and then when his manager is not available, so he has to wait for that particular its manager to come into the organization. He approves that particular request. It might be a manual work or a paperwork, or it can be via ticketing as well. So he approves it, and then he needs to wait for that particular delivery, and then he will get. So it might, it would be a time consuming thing. It might take around 1 day, 2 day, 3 days, more than that as well, depending upon the processes, approvals, and if he needs to travel from one place to another place, in big organizations. So with service catalog, he don't need to go anywhere else. He just need to log in into the service desk, the portal. A portal can be anything where you have installed the service desk, which we can say the helpdesk dot fabiohelpdesk.com. He will generally directly go to that particular portal. He will place the request. He will apply for the laptop, and the job is done from that particular employee. And that request will reach out to his the IT team, and IT team will get the approval from their manager, and the manager can approve that particular request, and he will get the laptop delivery done in just in the SLA that has been designed by the organization as per their standardization. So if you look at the image on the left side, so before the this service catalog, the request would be from any department. So you will be getting the request like this. But after talk into an organization, you will get a streamline process, and you will be able to see the request and fulfillment of that request in a simple manner, like a standardization way to fulfill the request in an organization. Now, we are introducing the Fabio service catalog. So this is how it look like in Fabio service desk. So as you can see, this is known as the service catalog. So Fabio service desk simplifies service delivery with a powerful and intuitive service catalog module. It easily defines categories and items that map to your unique business services. It also empower users to request services anytime, anywhere via a user-friendly self-service portal. That is the best part of our product. And it also automate workflows to ensure requests are handled quickly and correctly. So if you see on the screen, on the image on the left side, So you will be able to see these particular categories, and these are all the service items in that particular list. So I will let you know how you will create this by giving the live demonstration on the product, and how you will place the request, and how you will fulfill your IT team fulfill that particular request. Now, what are the core components of our Fabio Service Desk Service Catalog? The categories and the items. So, Service Catalog is divided into two things. First is the categories and the items. So, service categories means it's think of these as the main agiles in your service, which is known as supermarket. They are logical grouping of related services items. For an example, hardware request, software access, or human resources. And what are all these uh, service items? So these are the specific products on the shelves. They are the actual specific requests that user can raise. That means hardware request is the category, the service category, and request a new laptop is the service item inside that particular hardware request. Second is the software access is the service category, and get access to Adobe Suite is the service item inside that service category. Third is the human resources. So that is the service category. And under that category, you need to submit an annual leave or anything related to the HR services. So you can request under that service items. Then how to create service categories in Fabio, and how to create and how to add a service item into that particular portal. So I will provide you a live demonstration so that we will be on the same page, and you will also get to know how you will create service categories and service items. So I will be able to open the portal. So this is how our portal look like. As you can see, now in order to get this service catalog, as I mentioned, it's a plugin. So when you get into the your plugin section, if you are using the Fabio services already, so you will be able to see those particular items in the system. Let me share it to you. So as you can see, there are list of the plugins that I have in my system. So in order to get this particular service catalog plugin, you just need to get in touch with our support team. They will let you know how, what is the, there are many ways you will get and how you will get this particular service catalog. First, you need to have this service desk pro or the service desk plugin into your system. So if you're using an help desk, you will not be able to get the advantage of a service catalog. But if you're using a service desk already, you can get in touch with us. We will help you out how to install this service catalog in your system. But if you are using a help desk, so don't need to worry, you can also get in touch with us. Our team will help you out how to upgrade your product from help desk to service desk. Now, so once it is enabled, on the bottom you will be able to see this module which is known as service catalog, and here you will be able to see the settings, the service categories, and the items. So if you get into that particular thing, I have created a few of the services and the categories, but I will give you an example how you will do it. So all the categories you will be able to see here. Like I have created this category which is known as application access, collaboration, data services, hardware provisioning, software installation. So first of all, in how you will create the category. So on the top right side, you will see an option which says new service category or new service item. So in order to create the service item, you need to first create a category. So I'm going to create a category. So I'll click on create a category. So for an example, so let's say I want to provide a category name. Let's say new, say software request. I'll click. Now, the software request, the category is successfully created. Now I need to create an item under this category. So I'll click on new service item. Now you will be able to see the list of the options over here. So first under that software, so I will create a item. So I will click on, so let's say uh, MS Office 365 license. So this is the service item. I want to request for an MS Office 365. So I click on this. So the category on which this item linked to, so I created software request. So software request I created. Here it is. I linked it with this particular category. So short description. So short description is Office Office 365 for laptop. Estimated delivery. So if you want to deliver this particular license based on your organization standardization SLA, so you will mention over here. So for now I'm using 5 hours. If you want to share, or you want to share the cost on that portal, you can mention it over here. So let's say I'm giving an example, 300. Sure, the description, like what all it includes. So in MS Office 365, it includes Word, Excel, Outlook, etc. If you want to add any image, you can add a particular image. Otherwise, if you don't want to add, leave this as it is. You want to save, or you want to draft this particular service item, or you want to publish it, and you want to enable the request for feature. If it is enabled, then you can request for someone else as well. If it is not enabled, so it can be provided to you. You can only request for yourself. Then this particular form, if you want an extra information during if someone is placing the request, you want some more information, so you can add those particular drag and drop. You can do that. So let's say I am mentioning require. So I mentioned these two categories. Now you can also, if you want to display it into the form, you can display that. If you want to, if you want to make sure that this field is required while submitting the form, so you need to check this. Otherwise you can leave this as it is. So I'm doing that. So now additional items. So if you want to add any additional items, like from by placing this particular request, if you want to place any other additional item, you can select this from this particular items, the list of the items. You can select that. Otherwise you can leave it as it is. Then so this software, we have two types of categories for the fulfillment of the request. So laptop should be under hardware or consumables, and if you are placing a request for the software, so it should be under software. So currently I'm creating it for the software, so I have created software. So you will be able to see the list of the softwares under your organization, so you can select that particular information. And if you're creating for an hardware, so you can create that particular thing. So I'm creating this choose asset type, so you can choose the asset type. If you want to mark this particular asset as a loaner, or if you want to show the quantity in the service request, in the service portal, you can enable or disable that particular thing. Then we have an options over here, like choose who can view this service item. So you have different options available over here for the agents. Like the agents are those who are handling the tickets in the portal. So you can enable it for all the agents or agents in specific teams, agents in specific departments, and then users, your clients who are raising the tickets, for you. So you can also add the visibilities you want to enable for all the users who are associated with your organization, or users are in a specific organization who can handle that particular information. Now, in order to get into that particular, so this is how you can create an item and the service the category in the system. So how it look like, so whenever your user logged in into the self-service portal, he would be able to see one. Currently, if you are using Fabio Help Desk, you will be able to see only these options: home, submit ticket, knowledge base, my tickets, or more profile. But when this option is enabled in your system, you will be able to see one more tab, which is known as request a service. So if your agent or your users are going to place the request, they can simply visit to the website. They will click on raise a service request. Now, so these particular, the items you are able to see, I have created already into the system for this demo. So if you get into this category, so I have different categories associated. So I have all the service items, and if you are able to see, these are all the categories that I have created. That is the application access, collaboration, data services, hardware provisioning, software installation, software request that I just created. So if I click on application access, so you will be able to see all the application accesses. So under this access, so there is a new CRM account, password reset, revoke application, and if I click on request, so you will be able to see those particular thing, the description, like it is in 2 hours, the fulfillment of this request requester. So as I mentioned, in while creating this, if this option is enabled, then you will be able to request this for any other user or any other agent. If this option is not enabled, so you will be not be able to see this requested for, rather you will be only able to see this requester section. Now, when you place the request, so you will be able to see the new CRM account, quantity, price. I haven't set the price for this particular requested summary, and you will be able to see the quantity. So how you will add this quantity thing? As I mentioned, if it is a laptop, you can also mark as a loaner. So if you want to use the laptop for 1 or 2 months or 1 year or 2 years, you can also enable this particular feature. And if this show quantity is enabled, you will be able to see this quantity option over here. So I will, and then now under collaboration, I have few options available. I have box, request for access to the box, request access to the Notion, request access to Slack, request access to Zoom. So you can create accordingly, so on and so forth. Then under data services, I have added these particular items. So data backup, the legal hold request, and under hardware provisioning, I have added the hardware's request for an Apple iMac, costs of that particular product, estimated delivery if you are able to see, request for an Apple MacBook, if you request for a Dell monitor, development laptop, Logitech wireless mouse, Office desktop, recovery company assets, or Windows laptop. You can also create the service item like that I created Logitech wireless mouse. You can create Logitech wireless keyboard. So it would be under hardware provisioning, as you are able to see. Then we have software installation. So under software installation, I have created this Adobe Illustrate request, Adobe InDesign, Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Premiere, Microsoft Office 2013. So this is how you can create the different kinds of categories, and under those categories you can create the lists of the items so that a user can request that item using the self-service portal. So how it will do? So I have created these two things into my in this particular software. So let's say how a user or an agent requests for it. So I'll create this request. So I want to create it for, let's say, someone else, and I'm going to place the request. So this is the antivirus software, this is the price. I'll click on proceed. So as you can see, the moment I proceed, so your service request placed and created successfully. Now, how an agent will see this particular request? So let me show it to you. So if I open this particular request from the agent portal, so you will be able to see this new service request for antivirus software by Shivangi. And if you hover your mouse into this, so you will be able to identify whether the ticket is generated via portal or via service request. So you will be able to see it under the ticket activity. So you will be able to see all those information. Is this a new service request? What are all the information, the SLA on that particular ticket? You will be able to see under the configuration, ticket conversation. You will be able to see it. Now, which item she or I requested for her? If I get into this requested item, so you will be able to see antivirus software. So this is behind the scenes. So who will, so this ticket, based on the workflows, you will be able to assign this ticket to a particular department who handles antivirus licenses. So this ticket has been assigned to them, and they will fulfill this particular request. So once an antivirus software has been license has been assigned to Shivangi, so you can fulfill this particular request, and this you will be able to see all those particular software which you have in your system, you have configured, and then you will click on proceed. So once you click on proceed, so this request has been fulfilled successfully. So you will be able to see under requested items that this request has been fulfilled now, and you will be able to see all those information. Now, this is a simple request. Now, if you need an approval on that particular request, so you can simply create the automation, or you can also apply the workflow, the approval workflow on this particular request. Like you need an admin access approval for this particular request. We'll click on update. So this will be sent to the approvers, and you will be able to approve the request. Once the request is approved, and then you can fulfill this particular request. So this is how you will create a category. Under category, how you will create the service items, and how the ticket, the agent would be able to see the ticket under his kitty, and how he can fulfill that particular request. So this is how you will create those particular things in the system. So I just showed you how to create the service category in Fabio, and how to add the service items in Fabio. Now, from a user perspective, how these requests should be, how he can raise the request. So he, as I mentioned, he would be able to, first he need to get into the client portal, the self-service portal. He can browse or search for the service which he need. He can simply search using the search icon, and then he will fill out that particular form which we have created for particular service item or for particular category, and then he can submit and track the status of that particular request. So the end user experience is designed to be simple and intuitive. User can easily find what they need, fill out a predefined form that we created, and track the progress of their request in one place. So the screen which I showed you, it's very simple, it's user friendly, so they will be able to find out the service item by simply searching from the search icon, and they can request for that particular request. So this is from your users perspective who are raising the request. Now after the request is raised, I showed you how that request can be handled by an agent. So managing how those requests get manages from an agent perspective. So when we created that particular service item, the request appears in his dashboard, in his kitty. So he would be able to see that particular request for which service item he requested, and he can assign or approve that particular request. Once he approved the request, he can click on fulfill the request, and then the system logs. Best part of the product is whatever action an agent is performing in that particular request. So he will be able to see the logs of those particular requests under the tickets activity. So for agents, new service request appears as a tickets in their dashboard. They can then assign, approve, or fulfill the request based on the defined workflows in the system, and with every action being logged for full audit and performance tracking. So everything is, we can say, under CCTV. So you will be able to see what agent is doing. It's under supervision. You will be able to see the activities, what he's doing in that particular service request. So you will be able to see all those under ticket activity. Now, what best practice for an effective catalog? So I will help you out. What is the best practice for an effective catalog? So I showed you the catalog that I made. It's very simple. It's user friendly. So user can simply get into those particular portal, and they can simply request for it. So how you will create an effective catalog? First, you need to use a clear language. So use user-friendly language for all service items. Avoid technical jargon that end users won't understand. So first we need to use a clear language. So let's say if they need to request for a software, so we just need to mention the simple words. If we end up ending the we mentioned the technical jargons. So for a layman, he cannot understand what he's placing for. So we need to understand, we need to mention the clear language, the use of clear language while creating the service items. Then the group logically. So I showed you on the items. So I created the group, the category hardware request. So under that hardware request, I created the all the hardwares like Apple Mac, monitor, Logitech mouse. So all those, the grouping of those particular items, should be correct. For an example, so if you visit to Amazon and if you click on electronic and items, and you will be able to see the cloths over there. So that is not the proper grouping of that particular category. So same goes for the service catalog. So in hardware items, if you are adding a software, a software things, the items over there, it doesn't make any sense. So you need to group those particular items logically. So group items in a way that makes sense to use to your users. Avoid creating too many nested categories, which can be confusing. So we do not need to create so many categories under those items. It should be simple. And then we need to review those regularly. So periodically review and update service items to ensure they are still relevant and meet business needs. So we need to, you are adding, that is a good part, but we need to review those particular things as well. So let's say if I have created an item, we can say, which is already depreciated, so that doesn't make any sense. So we need to periodically check those particular things, and we can remove which is which is depreciated or which cannot be used. So we need to remove those particular items from the categories and from the service items. Then the last effective best practice is the track usage matrix. So use data to understand which services are most popular and identify areas of improvement or automation. So with this track usage metrics, an organization would be able to know which services is popular, it's most popular, and you will be able to identify, because once you start getting the requests, uh, for an organization, it's hard to understand like which category is under which item, and when you start request, you need an approval on that. So when you start getting these particular matrix track, you will be able to provide the best effective catalog to your users, and you can improve by getting the feedbacks from your users. Then common mistakes we should avoid while creating the service categories in the service items: over completing the structure with too many categories. So as I mentioned in previous slide, that we do not need to add too many categories under one, too many categories and too many service items under that particular category. Using internal IT jargon unfamiliar to end users. So if you are creating for your internal use, that's perfect. You can use the technical jargon because it's for internal use. Your IT team knows what this technical jargon all about. But for your users, he cannot understand what is this technical jargon all about. Then forgetting to link SLAs or approval workflows. If you are creating an item or creating a category which requires an approval or SLA, so you need to make sure that you are linking an SLA or approval workflow with those particular service items or the service category. Failing to get feedback from actual users. So means, as I mentioned, that the more users are requesting for that particular service, the more feedback you will get from the user. So whenever you are getting a feedback from your user, please take that particular feedback seriously so that you can improve your service catalog in more effective manner. Not training users on how to use the catalog, so that is a biggest mistake. So when you are launching this service catalog in your organization, in Fabio service test, so you will be able to train your users on those particular criteria as well, how they will place the request, because they were placing the request one on one or in person or via email. But if you want to streamline those particular processes, you need to provide the training to your users, and you can let them know how to raise the request using the Fabio service desk catalog. Then neglecting to review and retire outdated or unused services. So as I mentioned in my previous service, slide. So if something is outdated or depreciated or unused services, you can remove those particular items from the service catalog. Now I am almost done. So before we wrap up this particular webinar, here is a quick quiz. Spot the best practice. Which is the best way to design the categories in your service catalog? Use internal IT terminology, keep them simple and user focused, combine all services into one giant category. So it's open for all. You can submit your answers, and then after 2 minutes, I would be proceeding to the next slide. All right, so let's move. So the answer is number B, the letter B. The best practice is to keep categories simple and user focused. The goal is to make it easy for users to find what they need. not to reflect your internal departmental structure. Using clear or non-technical language is crucial for adoption and user satisfaction. Now, what are the key takeaways from this particular webinar for this catalog? A well-designed service catalog is essential for improving efficiency, transparency, and user satisfaction. Favio's service catalog provides an intuitive and powerful platform for managing service delivery. It should be focused on user experience, clear language, logical structure, and automation to build a successful catalog. Continuous improvement through regular reviews and metric analysis is key to long-term success. So these are the key takeaways we should be getting from this particular webinar. Now, about Fabio, so as I mentioned in the beginning, it has been trusted by more than 5,000 plus organizations. So as you will be able to see the names of those particular organizations. These are just few of them, and the list is very big. So I will not be able to fit it on this particular screen, but I have mentioned a few examples over there. Then these are all our awards and certifications. So Fabio Helpdesk has earned notable industry recognition and certification for its innovation and service excellence in ITSM and Helpdesk software. So you will be able to see these particular awards that our software gets. We have ITIL certified, GDPR, HIPAA, ISO certified, NASCOM. So these are all the certifications we currently have for Fabio Help Desk and Fabio Service Desk. So before we wrap up, if you have, we are open for closing. Any questions, or if you have any questions, you are most welcome. Feel free to share your challenges or feedback. Let's explore how to optimize your catalog together. So if you have any questions or any doubts related to this, you can let me know before we wrap up this webinar. You can ask your questions in the Q&A section from your end. I would love to answer those particular questions based on this particular service catalog. If you have any questions or any concerns related to the service catalog, I would love to answer those particular questions. Or else, if you have any concerns later on, you can simply reach out to our support team by sending an email on our support email address, which is support@fabiohelpdesk.com. I would be able to open that particular screen. You will be able to see all those information, how you can raise the request. I got some questions. So how much would be the time limit to approve the request by the approver? So it all based on your standardization, the SLA that you have added for that particular request in the admin portal. You have an SLA section. So based on that particular SLA, the approver can approve or reject that particular time limit. You can set that particular thing. And for that particular ticket to accept or reject the request, or in case the request is not approved in time, then the request will be cancelled. So if the request is enabled, or if they are unable to not approve that particular request, the ticket will remain as it is, but the agent would be able to get the reminders, or the approver who is going to approve the request getting the reminders that we have set in our software, but it will not cancel automatically. The ticket will still be there in the agent kitty. Thank you everyone for all your support. With this, we are ending this webinar. Have a great day ahead. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.